So, but I guarantee it's not. Somebody's on a roll this weekend. Yeah, she did pretend to have conversations with people in Summer's case, and I can tell you, that shit was happening while I was still in. Look, there's definitely fake shit that came out from Emma. Okay, but that the internet now and everybody around Summer considers the gospel because but even then, reading some of them coming out, man, I knew they were fake, that they weren't Candace speaking, they weren't Candace speaking, but this place now includes them in the quote facts dictionary they have. All right, but they're fake as fuck. All right, and it's almost like AB and them do, where they mimic my writing and shit. And I can tell you, yeah, and I'd watch those come out at first while I was having to sit on panels with these people, and then when I was hunting them and them talking about them and offer them out all nights and stuff. Me up there, I'm like, couldn't really give away the name of the game and how many I knew were involved and all these other things, but I knew very early on that a lot of the things Emma had and others had here that they had clipped. There were some things I even heard in person and shit that they had cut recordings of with Dawn and such, and done all these fucked up things with. So but I know there was fake shit coming out from Emma for a very long time. I know she lied to me in my inbox. I knew who she was. And it was this twin thing. I'm not sure what's up the fucking twin thing, but there was a thing, and it was around. Does anybody remember the Devilment twins around here too? There was a thing there. Anyway, but yeah, Emma straight up lied to me. I was like, look, lady, how about you just be like, not 3 hours in a fucking raincoat? You tried that? How many times y'all heard me say that? It's the one thing these people don't trust, being real people, you know? Because they enjoy the LARPing, they're spy. They want to pretend they're Ellie or whatever, they're whatevers. And all they have to do is just talk to people like human beings, and they would probably get further. And they could actually probably be of maybe some use or real help that way. But instead, you know, they choose bad instead, right? But I knew who she was, and she kept in my inbox for a very long time. Her and another one working together. Still, and then eventually she admitted that they had a channel, but it wasn't crime stories. It was something else. It's like, man, how stupid do these people think I am? Fuck it. Right? So it was another one I wouldn't talk to, and eventually she just went whole hog shit once it was time to target outright. I was like, whatever. Spare me. But yeah, just watching that one, because somebody else had shared that post. And it was another one of the assholes that shared it. I've seen it. But I thought she's kidding, right? She's kidding. They're like, oh god, this guy who seems to know what we are preemptively, he won't let us in. And look, oh my gosh, she's making a joke about. He just knew what was coming. Right? Right? He ain't wrong. And he's trolling the shit out of them. You know? So, but it's mind blowing watching these people who do far worse. And then to watch them being pissed off at somebody who's just protecting themselves and trolling the shit out of these tragedy pimps because of what they are and who they are and that they're aware. Yeah. But being salty as hell about it. It's something else. I tell you. Oh, whatever, right? Protecting themselves and trolling the shit out of these tragedy pimps because of what they are and who they are and that they're aware. Yeah. But being salty as hell about it. It's something else. I tell you. Oh, whatever, right? Mm. And I know Jonesing is no fan of mine, but and I'll tag this down here, but I did see a piece earlier. And hi, Hoosier. How are you? Let me see if I can find it. Either in history, because I got to tell you, I didn't care much for really anything I've seen today. Doesn't it? They've pointed everybody in the damn town out. Everybody in the community, anybody that's ever been around anybody, every Hyundai, Elantra, fucking random hamburger helper gloves that are obviously not there. I mean, like any dumbass off the street could tell had not been with just two clips. I mean, just footprints, Anybody that's ever known anybody, if you ever pumped gas beside of someone, you're guilty. You're a P.1. It's fine. Even if the cops call somebody in a vehicle a witness, they'll make you look. It's fine. It's fine, right? But it sounds familiar, doesn't it? And like literally an average of 3 to 5 videos a day pumped out about just random people throwing shit their sinful stick on the wall around the case, right? To drive narratives, make people look guilty, suspect, slander, harass, libel, torment. Yeah, yeah. That sounds fucking familiar, don't it? Sounds familiar, don't it? And the thing for me is go back and count how many they did on Summer. Go back and count they did on Summer. How many on Candace? How many on Dawn? How many on each of the neighbors? Footprint guy, this person, that person. Neighbors that ain't even quote actual neighbors. They're just in the community, but they pretended were close neighbors. Called them things they weren't. People who just own property but aren't actual neighbors. I mean, how many videos have they done on myself? How many on my eldest? How many on my little? How many on each of my family member? All these other things. How many? He was screaming out loud, we just want peace and we're here to make sure whatever. He is very dangerous. Okay. He is one dangerous motherfucking individual, and he knows how to professionally troll. And he knows the tricks, and just like these tragedy pimps do, they put carnival barkers in the chats with you all. So drops in the pond. It's the, hey, you need to hate this person. Hey, here's this, and oh, I think Candace is guilty of this. I think Dawn did this, and here's this, and whatever. And then it picks up speed, right? And then soon you have everybody frothing at the mouth. They're very good at what the hell they do around here, okay? And JLR is one of the first to do that, but he has almost gotten people murdered at these rallies and marches and things that were peaceful. But he had Facebook groups calling people in, like they do around these missing and murdered children's cases. Like you've seen them calling for people to come in down at Quentin's, right? Uh, and they're not always but which some of those were paid to come down there, obviously, and set shit off. And that was the plan before they went in, but they wanted it to be MGL who could have a violent confrontation and be hit by Billy Joe or Leilani. And it didn't turn out that way because certain people vanished in a matter of time, and then they had to rely on something else, and so they set up a situation between ICU, Dolly, and then the chick at the car. Chatham took it seriously, which is good, but I can tell you that was a setup as well. And Dolly did obviously arrest for it, but the thing is, when they did that, as they were starting the tragedy pimps pretending not to be tragedy pimps and against tragedy pimps cycle, which there's what 3 or 4 of now. Pretty good ones picking up, right? And they're still a part of the fucking tragedy pimps, and they're helping set these situations up because they were losing audiences, chat, subs, and money. And so now that's a way to cycle it, and that's just another part of the soap opera moving forward from now on. In all of these cases, it's drama, and people buy it that these fucking tragedy pimps pretending to be anti-tragedy pimps aren't with the fucking tragedy pimps. And I got news for you, they really are with the fucking tragedy pimps still. Still licking keys in everybody else's asshole the whole way while they pretend they're not. I notice y'all ever notice they're only calling out boots on the ground over there? Y'all ever notice that? They ain't calling out Floppy, Slithers, Scotch, all the rest, that put out the worst of the worst shit in these cases. Does that make sense to you? It don't make sense to me. Because boots on the ground is meant to be the provocateurs anyway. That's their job in Tragedy Pimpville, and they're the bigger ones who can carry, and they're very much used to the hate. So it bothers them not at all while they slither around in the background with Cher and Keys and the rest of this Tragedy Pimp group.